Good morning, everybody. Good morning, grade 5. Today we'll have another online session in Unit 9, a great performance from the book, page 147, and the workbook, page 6869. This is for Monday, 16th of March 2020, week 27. Today we have one main objective for this lesson, which is to read and understand narrative poem through answering comprehension questions, because you studied the poem on page 146, which is from a railway station, from a railway carriage. Now in this part we will review the poem for you. You will read it, then we will go to answer the questions on them. So we will do this for on the book page 146-47. The same thing we will do on the workbook page 6869. First, and we will start by listening to the poem. Then we will move
faster than Paris, faster than bridges, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and dragging along like troops in a battle, all through the meadows, the horse and cattle, all of the sides of the hill and the plain, fly as big as driving grain, and ever again in the wing of an unpainted stations will by. Here's a child who clambles and scrambles, all by himself and gathering brambles. Here is a tramp who stands and kisses, and there's the green fur stringing the daisies. Here is a cart drawn away in the road, tramping along with man and load. And here is a mill and there is a river, each a glimpse and gone forever.
This video again is available for you. You can watch it and it will help you a lot in understanding the poem. And there will be another video for the other lesson on page 146. It will explain in more details. Okay. Now let's go to page 147 now. We have again comprehension questions. The poem again follows the journey of a steam train as it travels through the countryside. Now write the answers to these questions. Question number 1. What can be seen from the railway carriage? Again, if you have any experience with that, you will see again it is available on the poem. So we will write the answers on this place for you. This is number 1. Let's take it again from the book. What can we see, or what can you see from the railway carriage when you are driving it? According to you have seen faster than ferries, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches. So you can see what? Bridges. What else? Houses. can see bridges, houses, hedges and ditches. What else? You can see meadows, horses, and many things there you can find throughout. Horses, meadows, plains, children, sorry, many things that you can see throughout. These are just examples from the things that you can see from the railway carriage. Okay. Now let's move to question number two. What is the child gathering from the brambles? Now let's go again to the child, or what does the child do? Okay, and throughout the meadows, where is this for? Okay, and by himself. Here is a child who crumbles and scrambles all by himself and gathering brambles. He's gathering actually brambles. He's gathering. What are brambles? Well, brambles, which means berries. Okay, if you go back to the picture, the video, when he talks about the children, this child, you will see that he's gathering berries. Now let's move to question number 3, which is what does the poet mean by stringing the daisies? What the poet means by gathering or stringing daisies, stringing the daisies. Actually, when you talk about daisies, usually he means making. He refers to making a daisy chain. A daisy chain, usually into necklace. Usually into necklace. Usually into necklace. Question number 4. The poet has a definite rhythm. Say the poem. Say the poem aloud in your own head. What is this rhythm supposed to make you think of? This is again, if you remember, if you go back to the video and you hear and you listen to the poem carefully, you will find as if you are riding the train yourself, or at least you are inside the train. Okay, so it gives you the idea that you are riding on the train yourself. Okay, so that's all. Again, it will remind you with all the ideas that we have covered in the poem. Now let's move to exercise B. In exercise B, again, we have right answers to this question. Question number 1: what does charging along the troops in the battle mean in line 3? Line 3, and charging along like troops in a battle. What does that mean? Actually, when you talk about the troops, you're talking about soldiers. and in this case the train is compared to soldiers, who are running toward an enemy. Okay, so as and charging along like troops in a battle. Now, question number 2. Why did the station whistle by in line 8? Let's go to line 8. Painted stations whistle by. What does that mean? Actually, when we talk about whistle and you are talking about train, actually this indicates the idea that the train is very fast. To talk about whistle by, that means it moves like a whistle, so this shows how fast the train is. In line 3, question number 10, line 3 is a simile, or line 3 is a simile. Find another example. Now let's go back to the idea of similes and metaphor. Simile, it's again a comparison between two things, and we usually use like and as in order to show this comparison. Now let's look for another. You will find this in line 6. In line 6. What do you see in line 6? Let's read line 6, which says fly as thick as driving rain. Okay, so again, as thick as driving rain. Okay, so this is another example for simile. In question number 4, uh, find an idiom in the first verse, line 7. What does that mean? We have to find out the idiom on line 7. Let's read line 7. And ever again, in the wink of an eye. Actually, the idiom is in the wink of an eye. Which means, guess what? What does it mean? In a wink of an eye, that means, again, when you go back to question number 2 very fast, it means again, which means that the train is passing quickly and very fast. Question number 6. Find an example of rhyming couplet in the second verse where the vowel sounds are repeated to create rhyme. Example like syllable and miracle. Actually, we will find this if you go to the poem again, line 11 and 12. Lines 11 and 12 in the words cases and daisies. Okay, so both have the same rhyme using again the vowels play an important part of the rhyme. Let's move to number 6. from those point of view, from whose point of view is the poem written? That means who is telling the story or who is telling this poem. Actually, it's told from the point of view, it is told from the point of view of the passengers of the or in the carriage. Okay, so this is how it is told, again, because it's part of engaging the reader, so as if you are one of the passengers inside inside the this is again the questions on page 147. Now let's move to the second part of our lesson, which is from the workbook, again, which is another poem, bedtime poem. Now let's again go to the lesson and see maybe this or
Bedtime by Eleanor Farjeon.
try to hold your workbook page 68 and try to focus on the ideas on this poem so that we can read it.
5 minutes. 5 minutes more, please. Let me stay 5 minutes more. Can't I just finish the castle I'm building here on the floor? Can't I just finish the story I'm reading here in my book? Can't I just finish this bead chain? It almost is finished. Look. Can't I just finish the game, please? When a game's once begun, it's a pity never to find out whether you've lost or won. Can't I just stay 5 minutes? Well, can't I stay just 4? 3 minutes then? 2 minutes? Can't I stay 1 minute more?
Okay, now so this is again bedtime. A poem usually is told for students before, to boys or kids before going to bed. This is very common type of poetry that is used for kids before bedtime, and it's called again bedtime. So we have two questions on page 68. We'll try to go over them again, and the answers will be put there. Question number 1: what four things does the child want to stay up and do? The four things that the child want to stay up and do. Number 1, actually this is from the book, if you go read it. 5 minutes, 5 minutes more please. Let me stay 5 minutes more, just I can finish a castle. So building, so he need to finish what? Finish the castle. This is number 1. What else? I am building here on the floor. Can't I just finish the story? So the other thing is what? To finish reading the story. Finish reading the story. What else? Or reading the book or a story. Can't I just finish this bead chain? Okay, so again finish making bead chain. And what else? Can't I just finish this game and finish his game? These are the four things from the poem that the child asked or asks or ask for 5 minutes to finish. So he needs to finish building the castle, finish reading the story or the book, finish making the bead chain, and finish his game. Question number 2: which or what one thing has the child nearly finished? Let's go back to the poem. Can I just finish the castle I'm building here on the floor? Can't I just finish the story I am reading here in my book? Can't I just finish this speed chain? It's almost finished. So what is almost finished? We can take it again. The bead change. This is the part that he has almost finished. He has almost finished. Okay. This is again on page 68. On 69, we will move to them. Page 69, actually, these questions will be left to you, but we will go over them. Write 3 more excuses the child could use to stay up another 5 minutes using your own ideas. Actually, you can, maybe you will ask for 5 minutes when you go to bed to do more things. So you can think of any excuse or any idea that will help you to persuade your parents to stay more 5 minutes, maybe to finish your game, or any other idea that you can create or you can use in order to ask your parents to stay more 5 minutes. The same thing again when exercise in question 2, which excuse in the poem you think is the best one and why? It depends again on your situation. It depends. You have again, you can use the 4. Which one do you think is the best to persuade or to convince your parents that you can stay more 5 minutes? That's all for today, and I wish everything is clear for you. And bye bye.